Hello, everyone. Welcome to my wrap up of WWE Bad Blood. That was a bit mental, wasn't it? Yeah, so The Rock just came back. Literally, I'm just recording this a few minutes after. Don't know when it will go out. It might be tomorrow morning because it's very, very late in the UK and I'm extremely tired. But yeah, also very hyped because Dwayne The Rock Johnson just came back to WWE in the main event with Solo, Jacob, Roman, and Cody. Yeah, well, I'm a bit speechless to be honest. I thought he might come back, but I'm still a little bit like, wow, what the hell was that? But yeah, no, it was a really good card. Idiot Boy here, unfortunately, was reliant on UK time and actually tuned in 20 minutes late to the pay-per-view. It was only thanks to my missus who was sort of like, "Are you sure it's not meant to be on now?" And then all of a sudden I got all these Twitter alerts and Instagram alerts saying that Punk and Drew were having a fantastic match. So basically I've missed half of it, unfortunately, so I do apologise. From what I saw of Drew and Punk, it was absolutely outstanding. Loads of false finishes, just insane spots. They actually just beat the tar out of each other, basically. There was this one bit where Drew suplexed Punk over the top rope and through a table. It was just absolutely mental. Drew had this spot where he got Punk's got a load of Punk's braids and poured them all over his head and was trying to stuff them in his mouth and all sorts. Yeah, no, it was really, really good. But Punk picked up the W in the end. Really good match. Go and watch it. Very, very cool. Yeah, excuse me. What they're going to do about the feud going forward, I don't know. I mean, Cole and Graves were basically saying it's a whole 10 months and I can't believe they've kept this feud going for so long and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be the natural end. I don't know where Punk and McIntyre spin off to. I'd imagine that Punk will face Rollins at WrestleMania, so they're probably going to have to keep him busy for a few months now. Whether he goes after Gunther, whether it's Uncle Howdy, where does Drew go? Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know at the minute, but well, excuse me. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But no, it was a really, really good match. Who else did we have? We had Nia Jax versus Bayley. Decent match. It was a lot better than the last outing. I can't remember the last time they wrestled. It might have been SummerSlam, possibly. I'm not too sure. Pretty decent though. There was this weird spot where it kind of took me out of the match personally. But Bayley sort of picked Nia up, dropped her on her head, and all of a sudden Nia went, "Oh, I'll just go for the pin on Bayley," and I'm like, "But you just took the move." It was, I don't know, it was a bit weird. And then there was a referee bump with Jess. Sorry, I forget her last name. But yeah, it was a bit weird because she sort of got like not knocked out, but obviously visibly hurt by Nia and Bayley both landing on her, and then she sort of sold it, and then she was back up like refereeing properly about 2 minutes later. So I was like, it's a bit weird, just in terms of the selling and everything. And then Stratton came out, tried to cash in on Nia, we think. And then it was basically the last finish for the last match that they had. Nia just jumped off the top rope, landed on Bayley and covered her for the 1, 2, 3. So whether we're getting a program with Stratton and Nia now, I don't know. I don't know what happens to Bayley, but I think Bayley needs to work with someone else. I think her and Nia are okay, but Bayley needs to work with the likes of Charlotte Flair, basically, or Rebecca Lynch. She needs to be in that sort of high level matches. No offense to Nia Jax whatsoever. She's a really good wrestler, but I'm not sure how well those two work together, to be totally honest. Then we had Priest versus Balor. Pretty decent, hard-hitting match. Judgment Day came out, tried to take Priest out. Priest fought them off and then basically got the win against Finn after a couple of kickouts of the coup de grace. It was good. Probably could have done with another 5 minutes. I think there was probably quite obvious time constraints. There were parts in the pay-per-view where it was a bit like, well, surely you didn't need that section in. There was a whole section in the back with Metro booming, and them having a party, and it's like, well, surely you could have dedicated that 4 or 5 minutes to an extra bit of Priest and Finn, but hey ho, it was a good match either way, but for me it could have done with an extra 5 or 6 minutes. What else did we have? Gunther came out because Triple H was doing some announcement about Crown Jewel, and then Gunther came out and he was chatting to Bill Goldberg, who was in the crowd. And I thought for 1 minute that Bill was going to go after Gunther and they were going to have some random like title match or something like that. But then Sami Zayn came out. He attacked Gunther to set up the whole title match at Raw. It was a bit weird actually because I thought that was meant to be tonight. But they've obviously switched it to Raw. Whether they just thought, well, we haven't got time for all of this. I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, Goldberg coming out, especially in Atlanta, where obviously he's got such history being an NFL star there, and obviously WCW, where he won the title against Hogan many, many years ago, for old people like me who will remember it, basically. I honestly don't know. But yeah, it was a pretty cool spot. Rhea versus Liv was okay. Kind of was what it was. Liv's just totally outmatched compared to Rhea, and they did use some good psychology with taking Rhea off her feet, and Liv putting her in various holds and this, that, and the other. But Raquel Rodriguez actually came back and helped Liv to get the victory. It was while Dom was suspended in a cage, and he sort of, I don't know, it was a bit weird because he sort of kicked the cage door open, and it was kind of like, well, is he going to fall out or something like that? And he kind of tripped and was suspended for the ring, and then Rhea just beat him up like he was a pinata, which was, yeah, it was okay. And then sort of Raquel Rodriguez came out, punched Rhea Ripley a couple of times, threw her back in the ring, and then the referee just called for the end of the match because of outside interference. And it's like, I've seen wrestling matches stopped for more valid reasons, shall we say. So yeah, it was a bit weird. So where Rhea goes from here now, I don't know. Is Raquel Rodriguez going to be in the Judgment Day? Is Rhea still going to go after Liv? I don't know. Do they keep it going until Rumble or WrestleMania? Who knows? But again, Rhea's probably one of those that needs to basically go off into another direction. Maybe they keep the belt on Liv till Becky Lynch gets back, until, or I don't know when Charlotte Flair gets back. I do not know, but I suspect Liv Morgan might have that title now till WrestleMania, would be my guess. And then, yeah, like I said, the main event. So we had Rock and Roman versus Roman and Cody versus Solo and Jacob. Really good match. Was what it was. Not the best match I've ever seen in the world, but obviously the entrances were really good. Crowd was hyped for Roman way more than Cody, and they did drop a couple of seeds where I wouldn't say Cody looked pissed off that he was getting less of a reaction than Roman, but there were a couple of little facial expressions where he was like, ooh, not sure about this. So I'm starting to agree with Bully Ray from Busted Open that maybe Cody is going to turn into a heel at some point. Who knows? But yeah, we had the match, and then Jimmy Uso came out. Christ, I always get him and Jay mixed up. I've been trying to work this out for years. I know very well which one's which, but I always get the wrong name, so I'm just going to say Jimmy Uso came out. Super kicked the Bloodline, Jake Fatu, same Solo. Roman got the pin. And then they're sort of in the ring saying thank you to Cody and this, that, and the other. Bloodline then attack Cody Rhodes. Jimmy comes out with Roman to save Cody, and then you think it's going to go to the end, and then all of a sudden you go, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And The Rock comes out. He didn't do much. He sort of stared them all down, and then he did 1, 2, possibly 3, and then went whoosh. So I don't know whether we're going to be getting some sort of match with Cody and The Rock and maybe Roman. Whether they're going to follow it up on SmackDown, I don't know. But yeah, as it stands, The Rock is actually back in WWE. It was very, very cool. With my skeptical head on, he has got a movie to promote, whatever the random Christmas movie is with Chris Evans, coming up in the next 5 or 6 weeks, and maybe he sticks around for that while the whole Netflix thing comes about. I don't know, or whether we've got that now until Rumble or WrestleMania, who knows. But yeah, The Rock is back. So overall, really good pay-per-view, very much enjoyed it. A couple of the matches could have been better, but there wasn't a stinker on the card. Best match of the night was Punk versus Drew. You could make an argument for saying that should have gone first. I mean, in my opinion, it probably should have gone on first, if I'm being completely honest, but I understand why they made the decision that they did, so yeah. But yeah, that's my roundup. So it's 2:48 in the morning in England, so I'm going to go to bed now because I'm very, very tired. I will try and upload this tonight before I go to bed, and if not, it'll be sort of a recap tomorrow morning. So yeah, just to recap, The Rock is back. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Right, see you guys all later. Bye-bye.